with the Camaro. Today is a very important stream because we are going to be figuring out what wheel spacers we need for the Camaro. So we're basically going to be showing you guys how to figure out what spacers you need. I don't know millimeters to inches though, so we're just going to write down the inches and convert it later because I am currently using my phone to stream this. But yeah, I bought a 1999 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, and if you're new to the channel or the live stream, this is the second car on my YouTube channel, and it's actually wrecked, so we're fixing it up and hopefully having it a daily driving car by February 21st. So I ordered the rest of the front end suspension parts, so we are getting so close to having this thing drivable. Honestly, if we have it 2 weeks before the deadline is over, I honestly don't know. I guess it's just a great success at that point if I get everything daily drivable, get it registered, get it lined, stuff like that before February 21st. But yeah, I just wait for a couple more people to get in the live stream, and then we'll get started with figuring out the wheel spacers on the Camaro. So I'm going to make sure my paper's not blowing away and just see if that's not even tall enough. This is okay. This is going to be fun. So it's not tall enough, so we're going to have to hold it like this and take our tape measure and measure from the rubber of the tire pretty much to, at least it's magnetic, to the level. So that's how we're gonna do things. So let's kind of see how this works. So we're kind of where we want it to be. Kind of hoping since it's magnetic it would be a little bit stronger, because that would help a lot, but it's not. Come on. All right, fine. Fine. All right, we're right about there. So I'm gonna do 5 inches, and we're gonna subtract an inch. So we're about 1.5 inches away from where I want it to be. So 1.5 inches. Okay, I'm gonna double check that real quick, make sure I get 1.5 inches again. But I don't know what that is in millimeters. I'm thinking it's a 10 millimeter spacer though, because it's not that far it has to go. It's so hard to tell from this angle. It's honestly pretty difficult. But at least 1 inch, I think. Okay. So I'm thinking 1 inch on the rear is where we're at. So let's write that down. Okay. So we have Camaro, spacers. And then we also need to figure out if we need extended lugs, not lugs, studs on the calipers as well, because even these aftermarket wheels kind of barely fit on there. So I'm sure we're definitely going to need some aftermarket studs. So I said 1 inch. Okay. I'm going to do the awkward way again real quick just to double check to see if that's still the scenario. Because measure twice by once, right? Okay. It kind of helped if I had like a way to figure it out. Yeah, well, I'm kind of getting a couple different numbers here, but we're going to assume it's 1 inch because that's the lesser of the two. And because it would look all right if we had to keep going out, but if we were poking out too much, it wouldn't look good until we could get something that tucks it back in. So I'd rather be a little short than overly long on the rear spacers. So now we're going to move on to the front wheels and see what spacers we need for the front, because the front is actually pretty tucked. But it's in another world because guess what? We got to make sure it doesn't poke out the sides there too much, because this is a massive overlip. And then it like spaces out to here. So you're going to have some pretty serious pokage if you do it wrong. So I don't know. This side's going to be a little tricky. Okay. Well, let's do this real quick. 2 inches, huh? And then obviously that's dented in, but assuming right there, I don't know how I feel about the front wheels, honestly. Honestly, don't. Oh, because I don't want it to poke out too massively. But the rear wheel is poking out more than the front is already. So it already looks like it's a drag car, and I don't want that look even now. So if I'm going to have that wheel out more, I definitely want that to somewhat match it. So we're already looking at 1 inch to 2 inches. Again, I'd rather start small than go big, than ordering a bigger spacer and then seeing that the wheel pokes out too much. Okay. So if I do it the non-complicated method, that's about where I want to be. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, we're looking at anywhere from 1 inch to 2.5 inches. Okay, well, let me write it down. Let me see what sizes people have on their internet, because there's quite a few websites that have other people's fitments. Of course, I have a lot bigger wheel than most people, so front. So honestly, though, this is already out, and I'm going to be moving at 10 millimeters. This is about 2 inches of tuck. But, so let's go to the driver's side. The driver's side has the bad suspension. However, the bumper isn't damaged too much. So what I'm trying to image here will be easier to look at on this side of the Camaro. rather than the other side. So, yeah, so even non-broken, the bumper divots a lot. So it's just kind of one of those things. How much do I want it to poke out? Because it's already really, I don't know why GM made these wheel wells so freaking big. But the wheels just are like inside of the car compared to the body of the car. And really, there's going to be poke no matter what now that I'm looking at it. So might as well somewhat match the rear end. So I'm leaning 1.5 to 2 inch. Okay, I think we have a solid baseline to start doing research. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes before I end the live stream, see if anybody else pops in here. I could answer some questions about the car, about the spacers, anything else that you guys might be curious about. As soon as I get this car running though, because I ordered all the parts I need to get it drivable, I am giving it a bath. I'm gonna see if those T-tops are leaking at all. I don't think they are. I think we're good. It's been under a carport, so. Like, these are super, super big wheels. Start Q&A. Let's see what other tools we have while we're on here and waiting. Nope, that's definitely not what I want to do. Oh, can I clip stuff? Cool, I could clip stuff. Well, that was the most useless clip I've ever done, but it's good to know that that's a feature because there's been times where I'm like, I want to make this into a YouTube short later, so that's oh, green screen. What? What? I can do this? Okay. Spacer. All right, this is actually pretty cool. I need to start doing more live streams. I like this. This is awesome. Okay, so we're doing a Q&A. My mic is on. Don't need to rotate the camera. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right, well. And then, honestly, in terms of how bad ooh, that's just gonna fog up as soon as I get some headlights in there. But it's a completely open design headlight now. So I think if any moisture gets in there, you won't have a problem because it'll just air itself out pretty quick. But honestly, it's not going to be that hard to dehaze most of the headlight that's still existent. And honestly, now that I look at this, yeah, okay. Like a 3-piece design here, which kind of sucks because it's a whole lot of pieces to fix. Whole lot of pieces. Oh, wow. This poor car. This poor car. Yeah. All right. I'm getting old. I don't think YouTube likes me right now. I need a live stream more. I don't think I've had a singular view. Okay. ba ba. Ba ba ba. Do I want to make this into a YouTube short? And should I use the live stream or record my own segment? Might as well record my own segment. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to record some stuff for a short, basically talk about what we talked about in today's live stream. Always remember, derp to the men.